Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to Kundali, myth or reality, Gaur Das. So I don't know what he means by Kundali. I don't know if it's Kundalini or what, just because if you look at the thumbnail for his video, it looks like it has Pisces on there, a zodiac sign. I actually didn't realize the background of that thing. I mean, and obviously in zodiac sign that looks like Pisces, I don't know what else it represents, but is that supposed to also represent Kundali? Anyways, let's go get started. I'm not sure what. Let's give this example how Kundali, a horoscope.
I always give this example of how a kundli, a horoscope, is like Google Maps. You want to go from point A to point B, Google Maps will give you the route. This is how you go. It'll give you the bumps on the road, traffic on the road, 5 minutes slower, 6 minutes faster, three, four different routes, and it'll give you an ETA. What time will you arrive at your destination? Now, you might have all the route laid out for you. All the options, everything is clear. But if you don't drive the car, you're not reaching anywhere. Kundli is like Google Maps. You can have the best route with no traffic, right? But if you don't drive, you're not reaching anywhere. Correct? Secondly, if you actually start driving, you don't drive safely on the safest road, you can have an accident. जिनका 36 गुण मैच हो रहा है कुंडली के हिसाब से रास्ता क्लियर है, आप गाड़ी सही तरीके से नहीं चला रहे तो वह एक्सीडेंट तो होना ही है. तो 36 के 36 गुण मैच होने वाले के डिवोर्स हो रहे हैं, झगड़े हो रहे हैं, सब हो रहा है. तो आप बोलेंगे अरे कुंडली सही नहीं, एस्ट्रोलॉजी सही नहीं था. भाई साहब कुंडली सही था, एस्ट्रोलॉजी सही था, वो साइंस है. आपको गाड़ी सही चलानी चाहिए ना. वो 36 गुण मैच होने से थोड़ी शादी चलती है. गुण मैच होने से शादी चलती नहीं है, शादी को चलाने से शादी चलती है. गूगल मैप रास्ता दिखाने से गाड़ी चलती नहीं है, गाड़ी को चलाने से गाड़ी चलती है रास्ते पे. एंड समटाइम्स यू माइट हैव अ राउट दैट इज नॉट ऑल दैट ग्रेट, बट व्हेन यू नो दैट द राउट इज नॉट ग्रेट, then you decide I must drive very safely. And when you start driving safely, you see that the vehicle goes properly and reaches its destination. That's like when the guns are not fully matching. जो रोड में बम्प है, बहुत पूरे गुण सही मिल नहीं रहे, लेकिन मालूम है नहीं है, तो फिर सही तरीके से गाड़ी सावधानी से ध्यान से चलाए तो हो सकता है सही तरीके से चलेगा, है ना. So I think that's my way of looking at Kundli and matchmaking and marriages that should go right and do go right and don't go right. एक तो बात पक्की है, शादी केवल ऐसे नहीं चलती, चलाने से चलती है. रिश्ते केवल ऐसे नहीं चलते, चलाने से चलते हैं.
Astrology can be a useful tool that can complement the process of making life decisions when used wisely, but it should not be the sole factor in determining life choices. Let's see if there's something else before I make a comment. Probably not. Okay. So I completely disagree. Because you do understand that there are people born on opposite ends of the world, born on the same day, same time. What I mean by same time is that maybe I'm 12 hours in terms of time zone, but we are born at the exact same time, the exact same alignment of moons or whatever. Now, the distinction could be is the fact that I'm on one side of the earth and you're on the other side of the earth, so maybe I receive the rays better or something, you know. But at the same time, it's kind of like the placebo effect. If you genuinely do believe it, you can. What's There's a saying. Hold on. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna look up the saying because I really like the saying too. Well, anyways, I can't find it, so I'll try to quote it as best I can, or the idea behind it. Essentially, if you believe in it enough, you can make it a reality. So it's usually done in a negative connotation, though, negative terms, because if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get an accident, I'm gonna get an accident, I'm gonna get an accident, and if I leave here, if I drive to, over there, and if you believe in it enough, you will eventually make it happen. Not because you manifested it, but because you worry so much, you start making mistakes because you overly worry about it. So, kind of like astrology, where if you genuinely believe it, you will make the so how does astrology work? So there's generally quotes or like sayings like, "Oh, you're a better person today because of the stars alignment." And if you genuinely believe in that, it's like, "I'm going to be a better person today." You can be a better person today. Um, so it's like the placebo effect, and again, the placebo effect is very real. I don't know what percentage of reality it is, but it's very much real. If you believe in it enough, it will, generally speaking, happen. Not 100%, obviously, nothing's really 100%, but it can happen. So if you believe in zodiac sign or astrology and all that, things can happen, and then you'll end up more than likely putting yourself in kind of in a delusion where, like, if you see it's like, oh, today's going to be a great day, and even though it's like any other day, but because of the words that astrology has sent to you, you like, oh man, today's so much better than every other day because you believe in it. Again, like my belief in this um pseudo, it's not science for sure about the placebo effect, that it very much can be true. So even though it's not true, but because you believe it to be true, it becomes true. Um, and in a lot of cases that can be a good thing if you just have that same mentality without the need of astrology, without the need of the zodiac signs. Just believe every day to be great and be like that, an amazing placebo effect without needing astrology, without needing some random person. It's like, let's roll the dice. Okay, so we'll put like, today's going to be a bad day for you. Today will be an interesting day for you. Let them interpret that. But I still don't understand what Kundali is. Is that the zodiac sign? He was saying that he associates it with the zodiac sign, and the fact that you don't have to drive a car to get the point A to point B. It'll take you a lot longer if you walk. That way, you'll never get into an accident with you driving a car, but you can still be in an accident, but in other means. You can ride a motorcycle, a moped, or a bicycle, or you can get a taxi. Again, these are still in favor of what he's saying. Is a different methodologies to get from point A to point B as opposed to just you driving. Everyone has their way of getting from point A to point B. Some people drive the point A to point B, meaning they generally speaking, take responsibility for their action. Some people ride in a car from point A to point B, meaning that they, in a sense, have given up their, how to say, their responsibility, their decision making. They let someone else take the wheel, in a sense, where they're just along for the ride. Excuse me, sorry, but you get what I'm trying to say here. Some people walk there. It's very slow, but you don't get in a car accident unless someone else gets in a car accident for you. But hopefully the understanding, the meaning is there. I don't believe in the zodiac signs. I don't believe in like alignment of planets because again, during the day that you are born, you're not the only person born on that day. Even along the lines of the same parallels of longitude and latitudes, there are other people out there who are probably born around the same time you were. And if you genuinely believe in the universe, again, this is kind of like bhakti yoga for me a little bit in religion, where they believe in these things that is out of their control. Again, it can work if you genuinely believe it, but I do not like the idea of people losing control over their lives because they believe in stuff. It's kind of, again, a placebo effect. It can happen if they genuinely truly believe it enough, but that's kind of the problem, is that they don't necessarily take control over their lives. It's not all the time. There are people out there who believe in bhakti yoga, who are wise, in a sense, wise about it, where they still take responsibility of their life, but the way they do it is by saying, if it doesn't happen the way that I want it to, even though I did the best that I can, I have to leave it up to God. I have to leave it up to, whoever you worship or whatever you believe in. That is a wise way because, look, well, the best thing you can do is just the best that you can. If that doesn't work out, then you got to move on with your life. You got to either try harder next time, don't do it next time, learn from your mistakes from the first time. That way, the second time you do it, it's going to be a lot better. But you still take responsibility for your actions, meaning that it's not some force out there that's making you do something, and then because of that force, you did bad. No, you're saying, look, there's forces out in nature. I'm in control of myself. I'm responsible for my actions, and whatever I do that's wrong, I have to take responsibility for it. As opposed to like, oh my gosh, the reason why this didn't work out is because the stars weren't aligned. So it's not my fault that this didn't, go to plan. That is the wrong way to do it. That is the wrong bhakti yoga, in my opinion. Because we need the biggest thing we need is take responsibility for our actions. We can't be held responsible for other people's actions. Although we are sometimes responsible for other people, those are generally speaking who are helpless. Children, yes, we are responsible for them. They are children. They are dumb. And obviously, we have elderly people who are not quite always there, and they need our helps as well. So, anyways, I hope you understand the whole point I was trying to say. I disagree with him to a degree, and at the same time, I do agree to him. I agree with him in some degree. I don't believe in astrology and all that, but again, there is this not pseudoscience, but well, it is pseudoscience, but also placebo effect. That again, if you believe it enough, it can happen. Not because it really does happen, but because you actually made it happen by believing in it, by you choosing to believe in it, by you moving forward to it. So anyways, if you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up, the sound down below. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next vid.